Alright, hello class and welcome to the sixth section of our series of classes for CAC 321 Advanced Level Programming Language C++. Today we are going to work on functions. What are functions, and of course how do we work with functions? How do we declare for a function? Okay. Functions structure programs in segments of code to perform tasks individually. In C++, a function is a group of statements that is given a name and can be called from some point of the program. At the end, a function normally returns a value. Okay. The most common syntax to define a function is type, identifier, then open bracket, parameter 1, comma, parameter 2, comma, dot, up to the end of the parameters, then close bracket. Okay, then you have begin, then you have your statements, then you have the end of the begin. Whenever I say begin, I believe you understand. I'm referring to the curly bracket. Okay, the purpose of parameters is to allow passing argument to the function from the location where it is called. Let's look at this example that demonstrates the use of function. If you look at the first line, it's function example. Second line, you have the hash include IO string using namespace std int addition in, and then inside the bracket we're having the parameters int a comma int b. Okay, this is a function. The name of the function is addition. These are the parameters a and b. The data type for the parameters are integer. The data type for the function as well is integer. Okay, then the beginning of the function, this is the begin curly bracket, and this is where the function ends, the end of the curly bracket. Inside the function, we are having int r is declared to be of type integer, then r is equal to a plus b. These parameters that we see, they have been added in the function, then the function will return r. The result of the computation of r, a plus b, will be returned when the function is invoked. Okay, now we look at the main program. We have int main begin, a variable is declared here int z, then z equal to addition 5, 3. Now z make use of the function addition, invoke that function addition 5, 3, then see out the result z. When you run this, since this one will just add a and b, this one too will add 5 and 3. It's just like 5 is a and b is 3, so the result is going to be 5 plus 3, the result is 8. That's why here in the output you can see the result is 8. How we get the concept. Okay. Example, here look at this example. Rewrite the program for a multiplication with function name multiplication that has 4 parameters. In the previous one we have only 2 parameters. So what's expected now is to rewrite the program, but this time around for multiplication with function name multiplication. The name of the function should be multiplication and it should have 4 parameters. But remember in the previous one, the name of the function was addition and it has 2 parameters. So this time the function should have, the name of the function should be multiplication and should have 4 parameters. Call the functions multiplication with the following argument. These are the arguments I even mentioned here: 10, 5, 2, and 20. And what does the main simply print to the computer screen by calling the function? Wow, let's look at it. Function example include IO string using namespace std int multiplication. And see, this is the name of the function multiplication. These are the 4 arguments, 4 parameters, sorry, int a, b, int b, int c, and int d. Okay, then the beginning of the function int r, then r equal to a times b times c times d, then the function will return the result of this computation. It will return r. Okay, then here we have our int main, then int z is declared to be of type integer inside the main program. Then z equal to multiplication 10, 5, 2, 20 as mentioned in the question. So it will multiply the whole of this one, 10 times 5 times 2 times 20. Then it will print the result is z. Okay, the result of the computation. Hope you get the concept. What does the main simply print to the computer screen by calling the function? Of course, the result is 2000. Just multiply them together, all the 4 arguments. Okay, and with this, we come to the end of function. Thank you so much for listening.